dolls are just downright disturbing. Just the look of them sends shivers down your spine. But if you've ever had that odd sensation... Number 4. Haunted doll moves on its own. These types of videos make great use of their night vision equipment, and this almost 30-second clip is no different. Up first is a dimly lit room, with just the glow of the camera allowing us to see what's going on. 3 dolls are set up on what appears to be a shelf, all sitting together in the dead of night. One can only imagine how this is going to play out. The smaller of the 3 is the one to keep an eye on. This is obviously the most troublesome of them all. Sounds a bit like most families, doesn't it? The smallest, most innocent child is always the one to be watchful of. Just a few seconds in, and the tiny doll starts to move its arm ever so slightly before keeling over onto the doll next to it. It then moves its arm in a downwards motion before falling completely off the shelf like a drunk at a party. We've all seen things fall off shelves. Doll moves twice. In another black and white video, there appears to be a series of dolls lined up. During the course of the minute-long clip, the video flickers from lack of lighting, while the doll on the far right-hand side makes a couple of slight movements. On both occasions, it turns its head to face the other dolls before quickly shuffling back into position. You could argue that this video has been staged due to the positioning of the doll that's moving. Since it's on the edge, it's more likely that a string or pulley system could be utilized. Its 2 movements are rather bizarre and do look a little awkward in comparison to other doll movements we've seen, so it could all be a clever ruse. But you never know. Stranger things have happened, and this list has already shown us plenty of them. Number 1. Bewitched doll. This video is truly bizarre. It appears to be set in a rural neighborhood. There are multiple people surrounding a large doll. She is almost on the scale of a small child and dressed completely in pink. The video isn't in English, so it's not easy to understand what's going on. One minute the doll's standing still, the next minute the owner has it by the hand. As they walk with it, the doll appears to do the same. The doll's movements are awkward, but are very similar to how a human would walk, particularly a little human that hasn't had a lot of practice. Everyone around is quite surprised by this, with the pair walking around in a small circle. From a distance, it looks like the owner's walking around with a little girl, but get up close and you might be convinced that paranormal activity exists. With this one, I'm not so sure. There are a lot of reasonable explanations behind this footage, including a mechanical doll. They're out.
Ang inasal,